You're sweating, and you still have 2 more patients to complete head to toe assessments on. I get it. So my first few shifts when I was completely out of nursing orientation, which meant I was on my own, I was no longer with a preceptor, I was completely overwhelmed. I worked on a very fast-paced orthopedic unit. I would walk into one patient's room, I would complete a task, or I'll give a med pass, and then I walk 2 steps out, and then I remember, oh my gosh, I forgot to maybe put a new bag of saline in, or check the patient's Foley, or reassess for pain at the time it was supposed to be a reassess, which meant I had to go back in. I felt like I was at a place where I could never finish a task for a patient fully. Like I will always have to go back and retract. I felt like I was failing. The thoughts I would say to myself was, when will I ever just get to a good place with this patient? Have their meds, all assessments are done. I checked all, Foley output, all the things that I needed to check for just that fragment of time. I could never get to that point where everything was done. And so I started to panic. I was like, there's not going to be an end to this madness. If you feel like you're overwhelmed and you feel like you keep interrupting your patient and you're not clustering your care as a nurse is essential so that you can have effective time management and you're not walking around like a chicken with your head cut off. So this is what you're going to do to help you have great time management. So I started to do this one thing when I left my patient's room. I created a to-do list. And on this to-do list, it was a reminder to tell me what I would have to do the next time I went into a patient's room. For instance, if you need to monitor a patient's output on a Foley, or you need to reposition a total patient, it was just 2 to 3 things that I would write down to make sure that the next time, if I had a med pass or I had to go and reassess a patient for anything or just physically go in the room to round on them, that these next 2 things or 3 things will be done in conjunction to what I already had to do, to make sure that I was clustering my care and to remind me, hey, Leah, you're going in, you're not just doing one thing, but you got 2 to 3 things to do. You guys, it was a game changer. I started to adopt a routine that I still execute today. And after a few shifts of doing this, it made me feel like I was in control. If you're in survivor mode, try this hack. Let me tell you, 1 minute of planning can save your whole shift. If you're a new nurse, follow for more tips.